Imagine surviving a shipwreck, only to realize that was the safest part. In 1629, a Dutch ship called the Batavia set sail on a long journey. It carried hundreds of people, sailors, soldiers, families, all heading toward a new life. But they never made it. Somewhere off the coast of Australia. The ship struck a reef in the darkness of night. Wood shattered, water rushed in, panic spread instantly. People screamed. Some jumped into the sea. Others clung to anything they could find. Within hours, the Batavia was gone. But many survived. Around 250 people made it to nearby islands. Small, barren pieces of land, with almost nothing on them. No food, no fresh water, just sand, rock, and fear. At first, survival seemed possible. The survivors gathered what little supplies they had. They tried to organize, tried to stay calm. But there was a problem. A man named Geronimus Cornelis. He wasn't just another survivor. He had a plan. Before the shipwreck, he had already been planning a mutiny. He wanted power. And now, with the ship gone, nothing stood in his way. The ship's captain had left the island, taking a small group to search for help. That meant no authority remained. Cornelis saw his opportunity, and he took it. At first, he acted calm, helpful, gaining trust. But behind the scenes, he was building something far more dangerous. A group of followers, men who would do whatever he said. Because on that island, power meant survival. And soon, things began to change. Cornelis didn't want all those people around. Too many mouths to feed, too many witnesses. So he made a decision. He would reduce their numbers. Quietly at first. Small groups were sent away to nearby islands, told to search for water. But it was a lie. They were being sent to die. And those who remained faced something even worse. The killings began slowly, at night, in secret. People disappeared, one by one. At first, no one understood what was happening, but fear grew. Something was wrong, very wrong. Then the truth became impossible to ignore. Cornelis and his followers had taken control, and they ruled through terror. Anyone who resisted was killed. Men, women, even children. No one was safe. Imagine being trapped on a small island, surrounded by people you can't trust, knowing that at any moment, you could be next. The violence escalated. It became brutal, unpredictable, and constant. Some survivors tried to fight back. A small group of soldiers refused to submit. They were outnumbered, outgunned, but they didn't give up. They built crude defenses, prepared for the worst, and waited, because they knew this wouldn't end peacefully. Meanwhile, Cornelis grew more powerful, more confident, more dangerous. He believed he was untouchable, that he controlled everything. But he made one mistake. He underestimated the people he tried to break, the soldiers, led by a man named Weeby Hayes. They refused to die quietly. When Cornelis's men came for them, they fought back with whatever they had. Sticks, rocks, improvised weapons, and somehow they held their ground. Battle after battle, they resisted, turning the tide. Slowly, the power began to shift, and then something unexpected happened. A ship appeared on the horizon. Rescue had arrived. But the nightmare wasn't over yet, because Cornelis still had control of the main island, and he wasn't going to give it up easily. In a final, desperate move, he tried to maintain power. But it was too late. The survivors who resisted had already changed everything. When the rescue party landed, the truth came out. What they discovered was horrifying. Mass killings, chaos, a complete breakdown of humanity. Cornelis was captured, and his reign of terror finally ended. He was executed on the very island where it all happened. But the damage was already done. Over 100 people had been murdered, not by the sea, not by the shipwreck, but by other survivors. People who started as victims and became something else entirely. Something darker, something terrifying. Because the real horror of the Batavia wasn't the crash. It wasn't the isolation. It was what happened when rules disappeared, when survival became everything, and when people realized there was no one left to stop them. Imagine being in that situation, stranded, hungry, afraid. Would you stay human? Or would you become something else just to survive? Because history has shown that sometimes the greatest danger isn't the disaster itself, it's what comes after.